still do what we owe him, which is praise. Come on, somebody. Hallelujah. 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 I'm not going to get up off of praise until this weight get up off of you. Come on, somebody. I'm not going to let it go. We're going to lift up his name until we drive that weight out of here. I don't care what you came in here with. You're in the presence of God now. I don't care what you came in with in the way of a struggle. You're in the house of God now. I don't care what you came in that's weighing you down. Get it off of you. You're in the presence of God now. Come on, somebody. I come to hear an answer. I come to seek a better way. I need a solution this morning. I need a breakthrough this morning. I need a blessing this morning. Come on, somebody. I know I'm not the only one. And if I could make it happen, it would already be in existence. Look at somebody and say, I can't make it happen. I don't have that kind of power. But I know a God that I can believe in to make it happen. And that's why I'm here. If that's your confession, put your hands together. Hallelujah, somebody. Say, God, I know how to make it happen. He is the answer. He is the solution. If you believe that, put your hands together. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Come on, somebody, turn to Genesis 6. Come on, stay right there while they get it. I don't want it to drop. Hallelujah. You know you're not going to leave. You can get yours later. Put your hands together. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I want to deal with something this morning. I do honor God. I do honor the prophet. I do honor all the saints of God in the house this morning. I want to deal with something that we were dealing with in intercessory prayer last week, because it's so important in this hour and season that we as a body of believers, understand what time it is in the course of this dispensation of the church. And I believe God has given me revelatory insight and a word concerning this thing that's opposing the church, and how the church must stand firm and be on guard and be a defender and a protector of God's word. Amen. If you agree with that, somebody say amen. Somebody shout a louder amen. Hallelujah. Come on, let's give God a hand praise. Even before we read, because he has something to say. Amen. He has something to say this morning. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. He has something to say to the church. And those of you who have an ear to hear, let us hear what the Spirit of God is saying to the church this morning. Amen. Somebody begin to read out of the King James. I'm going to look at both translations. We're going to be coming from the Living Bible, which I'm going to be reading that, and then we'll come out of the King James translation to kind of just make it a rounded understanding of what God is saying to us in this hour. Let's begin to read Genesis 6, verse 1.
Amen. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, and that they were fair.
Now, the sons of God are fallen angels, fallen, demonic, abiding spirits in the earth. They saw that the daughters of men, women, were beautiful, and they began to have sexual relationships with them, which was the first spiritual violation of that day.
Amen.
Read.
And they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years.
Now the Living Bible reads like this. Then Jehovah said, my spirit must not forever be disgraced in man. Holy evil is he is. I will give him 120 years to mend his ways. Read.
There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men.
After the fallen angels had sexual relations with women, their children became giants, of whom many legends are told about these giants. Read.
And they bare children to them. The same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
Now that's what I want to deal with right this morning. I want to deal with that right now. The translation, the Living Bible translation says that when the Lord God saw that the extent of human wickedness and that the trend and direction of man's lives were only towards evil, he was sorry he had made them. It broke his heart. So we want to deal with the trend and the direction that the hearts of mankind was in and at on the day that God commissioned and commanded Noah to build the ark. Read.
And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I had made them. God
was sorry that he had made them. Read.
But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was just a man and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with God. And Noah begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth also was corrupt before God.
Meanwhile, the crime rate was rising rapidly across the earth. And as seen by God, the world was rotten to the core. Read.
And the earth was filled with violence. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt. For all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me. For the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Make thee an ark of gopher wood. Room shalt thou make in the ark, and shalt pitch in within, and without with pitch. And this is the fashion which thou shalt make it of. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, the breadth of 50 cubits, and the height of 30 cubits.
It came with instructions. Yeah. What God assigned Noah to do, you may be seated, came with instructions. Amen. He just didn't build, but he had divine instructions on how to build the ark. Amen. Read.
A window shalt thou make to the ark, and in a cubit shalt thou finish it above. And the door of the ark shalt thou set it the side thereof, with lower, second, and third story shalt thou make it. And behold, I, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life, from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. But with thee will I establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons, and thy wife, and thy sons' wives with thee. And of every living thing of all flesh, 2 of every sort shalt thou bring into the ark, to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female. Of fowls after their kind, of cattle after their kind, of every creeping thing of the earth after its kind. 2 of every sort shall come unto thee to keep them alive. And take thou unto thee of all food that is eaten, and thou shalt gather it to thee, and it shall be for food for thee and for them. Thus did Noah, according to all that God commanded him, so did he. Amen. Amen. Keep reading.
Genesis 7.
And the Lord said unto Noah, Come thou and all thy house into the ark, for thee have I seen righteous before me in this generation.
God saw Noah as being righteous in this generation. Read.
Of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by sevens, the male and his female. And of beasts that are not clean by two, the male and his female. Of fowls also of the air by sevens, the male and the female, to keep seed alive upon the face of all the earth. For yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights, and every living substance that I have made will I destroy from the earth. Beasts that are not clean, and of fowls, and everything that creepeth upon the earth. There went in 2 and 2 unto Noah into the ark, the male and the female, as God had commanded Noah. And it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were upon the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of the heaven were opened. And the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. In the selfsame day entered Noah, and Shem and Ham and Japheth, the sons of Noah,
All right.
and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons with them into the ark. They and every beast after his kind, and all the cattle after their kind, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth after his kind, and every fowl after his kind, every bird of every sort. And they went in unto Noah into the ark, 2 and 3 of all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. And they that went in male and female of all flesh, as God had commanded him, and the Lord shut him in.
Watch this. I allow Pastor to read all that just to get to that last few words. Say it again.
And the Lord shut him in.
And the Lord shut him in. It wasn't that the ark preserved the life of Noah.
Amen.
It was that God shut him in.
Amen.
And the reason why we're dealing with this subject this morning, in my prayer time last week, God began to speak to me about the church feeling irrelevant and feeling unrelatable in this day and time. And it's an all-out attack. You even see Christians participating in it, especially on social media. You see apostles and prophets and pastors and teachers and evangelists participating in this attack of the church. And you see a lot of testimonies where people are coming forth and saying, you know, I went to the church and I got rejected and I wasn't received and I got hurt and this and that. And I'm not discrediting their experience of what they went through, but you cannot pull out one case, one isolated case, one isolated experience, and generalize it to the whole body of Christ, and generalize it to the whole church. Come on, somebody. And I liken it to the Hawthorne effect, where oftentimes the ones that kidnap often get sympathetic with their kidnappers. And they become overwhelmed, and they become seduced, and they get entangled in their affairs. Well, they judge me and they attacked me, and you hear all kind of testimonies, but you don't hear the other side of that. You don't hear from the pastors. You don't hear from the leaders. You don't hear from the people that make up the body of Christ. And I know that there are cases where people do get injured, but you never hear the whole truth of anything. Part truth is just like not having truth at all. And so people are forming an opinion, and I look at it as to being a satanic attack on the body of Christ. And God was speaking to me in my prayer life and in my time of consecration. He said, it's an attack on the church. They wanted this diabolical spirit, this demonic spirit, want to make it look like the church is irrelevant. The church is out of touch. The church has lost its purpose. The church has lost its sense of direction. It has lost the ability to save people. It has lost its ability to affect people. But to me, in time of consecration, the Spirit of the Lord was showing me it's not that the church is without God. It's not that the church is without power. It's not that the church is not without the ability to help people. But this generation won't help the way they want to be helped. Y'all better hear me good. And we live in a generation that's full of offense. Anything that bring correction, anything that point out sin, you don't even hear sin anymore. Sin is the dirty word in the church. People don't even call sin anymore. They say works of the flesh. Your shortcomings, your struggles, your disabilities, the things you fall short in. All of that is related to that, but the bottom line is sin. And we shouldn't be afraid to talk about sin in the church. We shouldn't be afraid to deal with sin in the church, because people don't know what sin is until it is defined and it is described by the word and by the will of God. We don't know what it is. I can't imagine the world 20 years from now without truth of God's word being preached. It's already confusion over gender. It's already confusion over what's right and what's wrong. It's already confusion on the way to heaven. You know, everybody want to make the way to heaven broad, but the Bible says that the gate to heaven is narrow. The road to heaven is narrow, and there be few who find it. And so we got a problem. And the problem is not with the church. I want you to know that however imperfect the church may be, it's still God's elect lady. It's still the bride of Christ. It's still the only chosen entity in the earth by which God chose to display his glory through. Don't you know that God knew everything that was going to occur in the church? Don't you know that the Bible was written for the church, by the church, to help the church? And if you read the scriptures, you will understand that God knew that the people in the church was going to be imperfect and going to be messed up. So the whole conclusion of the matter, whether you stand up here or you stand out there, we all need God to help us. Come on, somebody. And if you take God out of the church, if you take holiness out of the church, if you take righteousness out of the church, we don't have nothing but a mess. Because we all need God. I ain't got no help this morning. And we're living in the days of Noah. We are living in the days of Noah where people are doing whatever they want to do, and they are saying it is right in the sight of God. And it's not enough. See, we got a whole big world out there that welcomes and embraces any kind of way you want to live.
Yes.
But the devil is not satisfied with the world being in agreement with what you do and how you do it, even if it go against God. That's not enough. Now the devil wants to bombard the church house and make the church be passive and make the church get in agreement with what's wrong.
Yes.
Y'all better hear me.
It's true, Apostle.
You know, Prophet as a father, I admire him in so many ways. He was talking to the young girls, and he was saying, you know, I was at the fair, his first time in America, being at a state fair, and he was saying, it wasn't the people in costumes, it wasn't the robot, it wasn't the crowd, it wasn't the good food, it wasn't the foreign food. He said what stood out to him the most in the midst of all that fun and all that laughter and all that joy, his heart was broken over the amount of young girls that he saw that was having babies out of wedlock, and it wasn't an issue in America. Y'all better hear me good. And the church can't even deal with that because people are so easily offended.
Help us, Apostle.
You know, we glorify and we celebrate the things that we really ought to be repentant But you're not going to hear that.
Right.
I don't preach for offerings.
Right.
I don't preach to be popular. Come on, somebody. And preachers that preach for numbers in the pews or numbers in the church and preach to fatten their pocketbooks, you're not going to get a message like this.
Amen.
You're
Amen,
not
Apostle.
going to deal with having babies out of wedlock. And probably begin to decree a thing over our girls and over our young boys to say you will not be having babies out of wedlock. Well, you should judge them. It's not a matter of judging them. It's the truth.
The truth. It's the truth.
20 years from now, if we don't preach truth, our children and grandchildren won't know truth. That's our responsibility. And we let life, and we let what's politically correct and popular in the world, we allow the world spirit to dictate to us what we're going to preach on and what we're going to preach about and what we're going to talk about. Well, we can't talk about that because that's a sensitive issue. Well, sin do make you sensitive if you're engaging in it. Sin do make you uncomfortable if the preacher is preaching about the sin that you're engaging in. And it's supposed to make you uncomfortable. Conviction is supposed to make you uncomfortable. It's supposed to bring discomfort enough that you have a repentant heart and change your mind and mend your ways. It's a whole lot of things we would do if discomfort wasn't applied to it, Minister Davis.
It's true. It's true.
It's a whole lot of things we would stay in and walk in if it didn't bring about misery. Come on, somebody. And we frustrate and we abuse and we misuse this spirit and this kindness and this grace that God has given us to draw us to the altar, not drive us away from his altar and from his plan. So the days of Noah was wicked to the point that it was grievous to God. And Noah was preaching to a crowd, Minister Stacy, where he felt like it was irrelevant. And it was unrelatable. You know why? Noah was preaching for 120 years.
Wow.
8 people got saved. It reminds me of the church today. We preach, we teach, we prophesy. People don't even want to come to church unless they get the prophecy.
Yes, Apostle.
People don't even want to come to church unless they get prophesied a husband, or a house, or a car, or a good job, or a raise. Nobody's preaching on salvation and sanctification and holiness and righteousness and getting it right and doing the right thing. Noah was preaching. He was working the word and he was working his tools. Obeying God, following the instructions. 120 years, 8 people got saved. Noah, Miss Noah, and his 3 sons and their wives. Amen. So you cannot tell me that Noah felt like he was irrelevant. And you cannot tell me that Noah didn't feel like he was not relatable in his day. Oftentimes, when a demand is made on the church of divine standards and divine protocol, y'all, we don't look as if we are out of touch. We don't look like we are unrelatable. We don't look like we're irrelevant because everybody ain't following the standards of holiness. Everybody's not following the standards of righteousness. Everybody don't want to pray. Everybody don't want a word. Everybody don't want salvation. People come to church for different reasons. Everything but the right thing. So when you stand for right with God, you won't feel like a fool. You can't tell me no, I didn't feel like a fool. You can't tell me that Noah didn't look foolish. You can't tell me that they didn't laugh at Noah. Remember, Noah had to obey instructions, Pastor Marcus, in a day that they had never seen to tell me you are submitted to house ordinances of your church, and you honor and respect the divine authority and the leadership that God has placed over your life, you gotta be a couple. Come on, somebody. Because we live in a day and time that people do not adhere sound doctrine. They do not adhere to honor and being submitted to those who have rule over you. Y'all better hear me good. So sometimes, I just want to encourage you this morning. I know sometimes you feel irrelevant. And I know sometimes you feel like a fool. And I know sometimes you get discouraged because folks talk about you for being obedient and for being committed and for being disciplined and striving to live your best life and your best life in God. But I want you to be encouraged this morning. It's some things that you're doing that they ain't never seen. It's some things that you're speaking that they ain't never heard. Come on, somebody. It had never rained. But God told Noah to preach the same word, that it's going to rain. Come on, somebody. That it's going to rain. They had never seen rain before. So, of course, if you've never seen it before, it looks like an outright lie. Come on, somebody. Noah was irrelevant. He was deemed unrelatable in his generation. Come on, somebody. Because it had never rained. Come on, somebody. But I just want you to know that it did rain. It's a lot of things you don't feel out of place and feel like you're the only one, especially when you communicate and you look at other churches and you look at other Christians, Pastor Kathy, and they don't have the standard that's required for this house. Come on, somebody. They lukewarm and they love it. They live any kind of way and they love it. And the pastors don't say nothing to them because they love it. Come on, somebody. We're not the lover of your pocketbooks. We're not the lover of your popular opinion. We are the lover and the bishop of your souls. And we got to preach holiness or hell. We got to live it before you. And if we got to live it before you as leaders, we expect you as being our sheep of our fold to live it before us. Come on, somebody. And so, it had never rained. And to be honest, Luna, when you look at what was required of Noah, the Bible says that he brought pleasure in the sight of God. It's some ways and it's some behaviors that pleases God and that will release the favor of God over your life, even in unfavorable conditions, in unfavorable situations. Noah